Oh, over there, yeah.
Yep. Okay, when you're ready, guys.
Bernie, I guess what did you make of that?
Difficult game for us, I guess. The second half, it was tough to get into the game when your set piece doesn't get many opportunities, and I think line-out-wise they defended quite well. We had a number of changes. I think losing Sam Carter in that first half was really difficult. With the changes in the forward pack, but I thought we handled it quite well in that second half. Having to put Nigel Arwong onto the side of the scrum, and he hasn't done a line-out session with us yet, or he's packed onto a couple of scrums though, but he hasn't done a line-out session. So there was a bit of confusion out there, but the boys handled that very well. But again, no real continuity from our line-out. And then scrum-wise, it was a bit all over the place. Some of the decisions there were a bit baffling. And again, just trying to get a bit of continuity or momentum from your set piece was tough when we just didn't get it. Defensively outstanding tonight. And Squeak sort of mentioned it in the change rooms, the reserves when they came on the field. Really lifted the side, so particularly Jordan Smile and Ruan Smith, just to name a couple of them. Nigel Arwong even in the back row. They came on and added a lot of impact, which was really pleasing. And then defensively, yeah, just outstanding. We only let in that one try, that maul try, and you give the Bulls enough chances 5 metres out, they're more than likely going to score one try there. And then we had a couple of individual efforts from Henry Spate to get sort of 10 points out there. So I thought his prep and motivation and warm up and effort tonight was fantastic, and we can learn a lot from that.
And Steve, I guess at the end, a bit of a nerve-wracking final few minutes, and I guess you guys sort of helped that by giving them the ball.
Yeah, we let them back into the game with that maul try, no doubt. So we had to hang on there at the end. I think the key there is just to keep playing, and I think we did that. Sure, we would have liked to kick that ball out there, or keep that ball in on that maul, but that stuff happens, and we adjusted pretty well. I thought our desperation was pretty good there at the end. Bernie talked about the reserves, Jared Butler as well. I thought got us a couple of crucial turnovers when he came on. So those kind of things really lift the team at the back end of games. And at this point in the season, we just need to win. So we did that tonight, and we found a way to do that. And we've got to do that again next week.
How did you see the scrums, Steve?
Just very scrappy. We got done a couple of times early for pushing off the mark on the hit. They had absolutely no engagement on their ball. So it was very different to what we'd come up against with the Stormers and Lions, who had really strong engagements on their ball. So that's what you got to adapt to, and I think we did that. But then there was a bit of lateral movement in the second half, and so just scrappy. I thought on our ball it was fine, but their ball was a little bit scrappy. So we'll have a look at that. The force will be probably typical Australian scrum. It'll be very low, probably very stable. So we'll have to adjust.
To get explanations in the second half?
Oh no, not really. It was just something different every time, So no, I think it was fine there. We'll just have to have a look at what we can do better next week.
And Bernie, you mentioned Carter's coming off. What do you sort of know at this stage?
That he's hurt his knee. We don't know how bad it is yet. We'll have a scan. He's in a brace at the moment. It doesn't look like good news at this stage, but we'll wait and see what the scan reveals.
So yeah, bit uncertainty tomorrow, but you sort of
standard after a game. Yeah, you don't really know, but I'd imagine he won't be playing next week.
Is it medial?
Medial. Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
But ACL?
I didn't examine him, but no, the only thing I heard was just medial, and we'll get a scan tomorrow and we'll assess from there.
That's put a bit of a sour note on the win tonight, and obviously you have to look ahead now with the Force and the Crusaders. How big of a loss would that be?
I think the beauty of this season is that we've allowed some second rows to get an opportunity. So Rory Arnold and Big Bev doing a pretty good job for us in the second row there. So I think those guys have gained enough experience throughout the year to be able to fill the shoes that Carts leaves. He's been sort of finding his form of recent weeks, Garts. Had a bit of a spell out of the game, but I thought the last couple of weeks he's really played exceptionally well. So, yeah, like any Test player or international player, it's going to be a loss to your team, but I think we're lucky that we've got good experience in the second row with Blake Enever and Rory Arnold.
Rory was particularly strong after Carts went down.
Yeah, he was good until he cramped in both calves. Yeah, and that put us in a tight position there. Fards had to go to the second row, and Nigel Arwong had to come on the field. But yeah, I mean, Rory's sort of been building as well, so they had a bit of a spell out of the game, and been working on getting his fitness back to where it needs to be. And you know, he was almost there tonight. Normally, Carts would play the 80 minutes, and Rory would come off, and we'd make a sub there. But it was Rory's turn to try to get through the 80 minutes. He almost got there.
And Jesse, was that just cramps for him? Or?
Yeah, again, cramps in both legs. So yeah, it's a bit of an issue. We were just speaking about it after the game, actually.
Why was it cramping?
The white is standard cramping. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Just to buy a bit of time. Poe was cramping. Look, it's what you get. We had a 7-week block, culminating in the South African tour. Then we had a bye. We gave the guys the whole week off because we know how important these next sort of couple of games are. We wanted to make sure that they freshened up after South Africa, and you know, it was a fairly intense week training-wise this week. So we got through it. Unlucky to lose Carts, but we got through the week relatively unscathed, and I think the guys will be better for it in the next couple of weeks.
Knowing what's coming in Perth next week, they're hard tackling, hard breakdowns, so this is a fairly good preparation for that.
Yes and no. I think one thing that we will get out of tonight's game, leading into the Force game, is the maul. I mean, the Force love the maul just about as much as the Bulls do. So good practice for us there tonight. I think the Force are much harder on the breakdown than the Bulls were tonight. Bulls are very good at slowing the breakdown down, but not necessarily stealing the ball at the breakdown, whereas you know with the Force they're going to be hard at the ball. They play a very similar game to us. A number of their guys have come from the Brumbies setup and system. We sort of know, we know how they play their game, they know how we play our game. It'll come down to which team performs better on the night. That's a good cliche. Yeah.
You'll be up early on Sunday morning or watch the Warriors half?
I won't be up early, but I'll certainly take note of that result. There's nothing we can do now. We were just talking about that before. You know, we can look at all the results in that stage of the season now where results are going to go your way and maybe go against you. The only thing you can focus on is doing your job and winning next week. So we got 4 points out of tonight, which is good. 5 points would have been great. Next week we'll be happy with the win. The following week we'll be happy with the win as well. So we'll take each week as it comes. We know that there's other results that need to go our way, but can I chuck another one? How much is there?
Happy with the 4 points?
Happy with the 4. We'll take the 4 points. I already said that. Yeah.
Good to see Henry in busting tackles, scoring tries again.
Yeah, he was fairly pumped up before the game. He wanted to have a really good game. He's sort of his straps over the last couple of weeks. He was quite disappointed in the Lions game when he had to come off, and I dragged him off the field. Yeah, you could see it out there tonight. He was bumping, he was buzzing. Wanted to get his hands on the ball, and defensively as well, putting some big tackles in there. So certainly changed the game for us. We didn't have a lot of opportunity in attack. 1 or 2 opportunities for Henry, and he made the most of them.
And Christian's kicking, I guess again a bit of a spotlight on that as well.
Yeah, a little bit disappointing to start with, I guess. Particularly when you want to sort of get out to a little bit of a lead with the penalties that you got in that first bit, and in the end I think the Bulls scored the first penalty, didn't they? So uncharacteristic, but I thought he came back well in that second half. And that's the thing, at times you wonder whether you take your kicker off or you give him enough time to sort of get over the jitters and find their rhythm again. You know, he's a quality kicker. We're going to try and back him to be the kicker through these next couple of games as well. Good.